Who are you?
Well, Mason Emperor is an artist, a musician, producer, and actually very soon an author. I have a book coming out soon, so yeah, man, I can call myself an author now. Just check off the boxes. Add to the list.
A new title, yeah.
Yeah, man.
So,
you see.
Where did that name come from? Because it's very unique, that name.
Mason or the Emperor.
Yeah.
Or the entire thing.
The whole thing.
Mason is actually my right name, Richard Mason is my name, so Mason is my right name. But the Emperor actually came from my manager, Dion Lawson. Big up Dion in which day. We've been working together for some time now, and I can't remember exactly when, but we were having a reasoning. I think we were working on the Lovers Rock album, maybe.
Okay.
And she just said, the Emperor, and she just started saying Emperor and Emperor and Emperor. Next thing we know, say, Mason Emperor, do it. So
yeah.
we just lock it in, and from them time there, the Emperor, Mason Emperor.
Okay, so it's not a connection with Japan at all.
Well, there's that too. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because she's actually she doesn't live in. She's actually from. She's Jamaican blood, but raised in what do they call it? It's in UK. The name is not coming to me right now. I can't believe it.
No worries.
Yeah, she got vexed when she.
So.
Very famous place in UK. I can't call it right now, but she was in Japan at the time.
Okay.
For the first time.
Yeah.
So, I'm sure that had something to do with it as well, the vibe,
yeah,
just go with the flow,
Wicked.
Yeah, man.
So what particular genre do you like, or are you very eclectic in what you do?
I'm not locked into a genre. Of course, my roots is reggae,
yeah.
And I lean towards lovers rock,
okay.
And some would, my manager would say I'm the emperor of lovers rock,
okay.
But no, I'm not partial to any genre because I just love music. I love vibes. I love the feeling that I get when I do music or when I listen to music, when I play music, when I write music,
Yeah.
So, there's no specific genre that I would say, I have to do this genre or else or not like that. No, man. Can do rock, can do country, can do anything. But like I said, I lean towards lovers rock for the most part.
Okay. So I know from when you were very young, you started doing a selection of instruments, from violin, saxophone, bass guitar, all of these different instruments. So.
It's funny, people always lock it on the violin.
No worries. So why was this? Why did you draw to those particular instruments for yourself?
Like I said, it's funny because I wouldn't have, particularly chosen the violin myself.
Okay.
That was more of a choice of the school and, of course, money. Money, I was a youth and, money wasn't really there and we weren't rich people. So it was what was available, that I could play.
Yeah, okay.
So, I had to choose violin, and I think the other choice was saxophone at the time. And my mother was the one who actually, locked in on the violin. So played violin for a short time, learned the rudiments of the instrument, and then I was like, this is not so cool, at the time. So I said, no, man, I can't play violin. I have to move over to sax and started playing horns, alto sax,
Yeah.
And that's why, I have so many instruments there. I just started, from there it just kept going, from horns to drums to bass guitar to keyboard, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
man.
So you taught yourself the piano, didn't you?
I did. I had formal training for violin, saxophone, and bass, but for keyboard and others, I played them. I taught myself pretty much, including harmonies. I learned harmonies just at the piano.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Was it hard to do, or did you just feel it and went with it?
The piano, I wouldn't say hard at all because it's just, all right, here's what I would say. I would say guitar is more difficult than piano, for me.
Okay.
And that's because you have the fingering and, the touch. And piano is similar, but, it's just a difference. It was easy for me to pick up piano. But I'm not someone who would say, all right, I'm going to go out here and, during my performance, I'm going to necessarily play piano, because that's just not something I prefer to do. I prefer to use my voice as my instrument, and just vibes with the people,
Yeah, for real. Man. So I know you've had some quite big hits going out. So you've had 6 East, Why My World, Summer Vibes, which was ranked #1, I believe, on Japanese reggae.
Summer charts.
Yeah, was it Japanese reggae Zion top 100 charts?
Yes, yes, it was #1 for quite a while actually in Japan on reggae Zion charts. Yeah, man.
Okay, so is that like so in the UK we don't have that. So is that like just like top 100 sort of thing? Tell us a little bit.
Yes, it's like that. Yes, but it's like I said, the top 100. So that's why I feel blessed, because that's quite a few tunes when you really think about it. To be blessed to be at the top of a top 100 chart. Just a great vibe and a good look. And there was something else that was unique about that song, is that it was my first time working with a Japanese producer, because I'm not Japanese. I'm not from here. I've been here for almost 30 years, but I'm not from Japan. I'm not Japanese. So I hadn't worked with any Japanese producers. Normally I produce myself or with my music director. We build the rhythms in Jamaica and use live band and so on and so forth. But I decided to work with a Japanese producer called Future Life Productions. Okay. And, they made the rhythm Summer Vibes. When I heard it, I was like, yo, not bad, So I said, yo, voice one tune on the rhythm here and see what I'm going to be. And Summer Vibes came out, and next thing I know, it #1, and things just started move,
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah. So just go with the flow, I love the vibes.
Yeah. So I know that as well, your first single, You'll Never Need, you featured with Queen Ifrica. Mm-hmm. How did that come about?
Yes, one of my first, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So how did that come about?
I would say that's actually, I wouldn't say that's the first single, but I would say that's one of the first combinations.
Okay.
Yeah, man. But Queen is my longtime sister. I've known Queen Ifrica, Tony Rebel, a long time.
Okay.
So it's a long time link, and I had produced Rebel before on one of my rhythms. So it was just inevitable that we link up and do something, and that was one of my more difficult productions, to be honest with you, because that wasn't the rhythm that it's on right now. It's got a country western reggae vibe.
Okay.
And it wasn't originally on that rhythm. That tune was actually on a different rhythm that I had made. And when it came time, Queen voiced first. Mm. And when it came time for me to voice my part, I wasn't feeling that. I said, no, there's something all right, something all right. I kept trying to force a tune for the rhythm, and it just wouldn't stick. So I said, no, man, hold on there. So I just deleted the entire rhythm.
Wow.
And built a brand new rhythm around Queen voice.
Yeah.
And then I went and voiced the tune that we have right now, You'll Never Need. Yeah, man.
Yeah, definitely. So I know that song came ranked 6, was it, in Stampede Street charts? And
yes.
4th in Run World Reggae charts as well?
Yeah, Ron Mochette, yeah.
Yes,
Ron Mochette is the wake-up call from IRA FM.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Okay.
And then he moved over to Mellow FM over in Montego Bay in Jamaica, yeah.
Okay.
So it was I think it went to #4 on his top 20 world reggae charts, and then, like you said, #6 on Stampede Street charts in Jamaica.
Okay. So are you originally from Jamaica?
No, actually, I was born in D.C.
Wow.
In the U.S.,
Okay.
But I have my roots, of course, in Jamaica. But, I was born in D.C.
Wow, you're worldly traveled, man.
Wow. I have to get around,
Yeah, I bet you do. So what was...
Can't sit down in one place.
So your most recent album, Lovers Rock, how did that project come about in 2017?
Well, as you say, I get around, I was in the UK.
Okay.
Right there in London. And I tell you, London has a nice vibe, a real nice vibe. Big up all the people in London and in the UK in general,
Yeah.
I love the vibe. And I was returning from the UK to Japan, and I was Wolverhampton. Wolverhampton is where my manager's from. See, the name came to me just now. And I was talking to my manager, and I was just telling her how I love the vibes of the UK. I love the music, love the people, love, everything about it.
Yeah.
And she said, well, then you need to do an album, do a Lovers Rock album.
Yeah.
And I tell you, that album came together in about 30 days. It's 15 tunes.
Yeah.
And we had contacted VP, and they said that they needed the album within, it was basically 30 days that we had from the time I returned from the UK in order to release it in the time frame that they had set.
Okay.
So, yeah, man, so in 30 days we had to write 15 tunes, and me and my music director and my manager had to get together and get the rhythms produced, and, big up Musical Genius from One Harmony Radio. He produced 6 of the rhythms on the album, and then you have quite a few people actually that contributed. One Japanese producer contributed a rhythm. 6 out of them, my music director and I produced.
Okay.
And then, so it was just a great vibes.
Yeah.
A lot of people came together to help work on that album, because, as I said, we were very limited in time.
Okay.
So, it came together, and then I had to mix the tunes myself. I'm also an engineer, so I mix.
Yeah.
So I had to mix the tunes, and then we had to get them out for mastering, get the artwork done, and get everything ready, and have it in VP's hands by a certain time. So yeah, it was some sleepless nights for about 30 days, but I'm very happy with the project, and so far it's been received very well. So it's all love,
So I know that you've worked with several artists such as Tony Rebel, Queen Ifrica, Dean Fraser, Vybz Kartel, Mariah Carey, Eben Brown, and so many more. How have these opportunities come about?
Dean Fraser was one. My music director, actually, is one of the original keyboardists from Firehouse Band, John Messenger Band. So he's toured the world, with Luciana and all of them, and he knows pretty much everybody in the business.
Yeah.
So he and I have been brothers from a long time. We actually lived in the same place in Jamaica when I was living in Jamaica. And when I say same place, the same house,
Okay.
So we're really brothers, It's not, we're not blood, but I would say he's really my brother from a different mother,
Yeah.
So just me and him, through all of the productions we've done, all of the things that we've done in the business, afforded me the opportunities that put me in a place where I can work with such great artists and producers and musicians and learn at the same time.
Yeah.
Because everything that I know right now today came from all of those experiences of working with those great names, So it's not just a thing where I went in and, I worked with them, so therefore they're great. No, man. I worked with them, so therefore I have learned many things, and I'm working towards being great myself,
Okay, definitely.
I should say I'm great. I'm not going to say I'm working towards I'm great. I'm a legend. Yeah, man.
So
you don't know we have to refine ourselves,
Of course. So how did it feel to work alongside Mariah Carey, for example?
That was an opportunity where I was doing background vocals and touring with her.
Okay.
On her live shows. It was a great opportunity. Actually, I learned a lot just watching the rehearsals.
Okay.
Because you have there's plus and minuses, I think, to what they do for her production, or what they did, I should say. But I was sitting down in the stadium, Tokyo Dome.
Yeah.
Prior to a show one time, and I was just watching how she gets ready for a show. She has a choreographer for how she walks across the stage.
Wow.
From center stage to stage left to stage right to where she stops and points and waves. And there's a choreographer that actually walks in front of her and she mimics them. There's that level of training and preparation that goes into her shows.
Yeah.
Of course, there's some natural aspect to it, but yeah, man, there's a lot of things that I was just watching. I was saying, I never know, so them, so far them I go with something.
Yeah.
It's not just a matter of producing good tunes and getting a good band and going on the show and just, but then that's the minus of it also to me, because when you're talking about some other artists, it's not a matter of, where am I going to stand? We just go up there natural and just do a thing and feel a vibe and feel what we feel from the people in the audience, you know.
Definitely.
And, you know, so there's a plus and there's a minus to, you know, how far you will rehearse certain things for your shows. But yeah, I learned a lot from working with Mariah Carey and her team and Sony Records as well.
Wicked. So I guess that kind of follows onto my next question, really. So that's my next question is, what has been your challenges within music?
Why?
Wow.
You know, you know, I've been in business many years. You know, it's good you say that because, as I said, I wrote a book. It's called Changed Man. Now that directly related to the Lovers Rock album. It's short, true stories about myself and my journey in love.
Yeah.
But I have another book that I'm going to be putting out, not right away, you know, it'll be a little time, but it's the journey, and that's going to, you know, detail the many trials and tribulations as well as the positive side of my journey in the business and in life. But yeah, man, you know, I can't say that I could sit here and list for hours some of the trials and tribulations I went through in the music business or in life. But none of them are different from anyone else. You know, we all go through our own set of issues, but also positive vibes in the music business. But most of all, it's the music.
Yeah,
you know, that allows us to persevere and continue, you know, that gives us the strength to keep moving. And it's funny also that we're talking about that because I have an EP, a mini EP that's going to release in July, very soon, along with that book. And it has a tune called Freedom.
Yeah. And
the lyrics in that song talk about how, you know, it's difficult in the business, and, you know, how, you know, many of us may have to work a day job, or we're slaving, and we have people that are trying to prevent us from reaching our goals. But music lets us hold on to our soul, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So
what events have you got coming up?
I've been actually locked into the studio and in the you know, office writing, you know, in my little corner writing my book and everything. So right now, I would say my shows will be on these radio interviews. You know, I have a lot of interviews lined up because of this new up and coming book and mini EP release, as well as follow up to the Lovers Rock album, which only released in November last year. So that's still out there pushing hard too. So our goal, my team's goal, my goal is more about getting the people to know who Mason the Emperor is via radio, via promotion, and so on and so forth, before we step out and start to vibes with the people, you know, on shows. So I would say either the latter part of the year going into next year would be more the time to look out for Mason Emperor on the road.
Okay, wicked. So can you give us a little flavour now of a song that you want to perform for the people?
Well, I'll tell you what, like how we were just talking about, well, I give you Kings and Queens. That's off of the old, the EP, Overcome.
Okay.
That also includes that tune with Queen Africa, You Never Need.
Okay.
Kings and Queens. Life in the Gideon, seeking light still is dark everywhere I turn. They say there's a sunny side, though I never ever seen it yet. I keep my head held high, even when I feel it. Only hope is that we save ourselves from a world of oblivion. We need to stop and intervene. Why is it we don't live like kings and queens? We're born to live our life as royalty. We need to stop. Yes, DJ Cat.
Yeah.
Kings and Queens.
Wicked. So, any final thoughts or any final words for the people and the listeners out there from Mason the Emperor?
No, just, you know, more strength, more power, more love. one love every time. You know, I just give thanks for life, give thanks for every fan I have and the fans that will be joining us in the future, you know, and I give thanks to Our Rock Radio, DJ Cat.
Okay.
You don't know, it's one love every time, you know?
Yeah, thank you for calling in. I appreciate your time every time.
Respect.
Yeah,
thanks for having me.
No worries, anytime.
Blessings.
Blessings. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Yes, people, make sure you lock in to Mason the Emperor. Check out all his information, everything like that. I'll put it on my YouTube channel and everything so you can check him out. Make sure you look for his new releases, anything like that. Make sure you do check it out, okay? So once again, we're going to play the song Perfect Woman, Mason the Emperor.